In the meantime, 3 siblings have been reportedly killed when a building collapsed in Akaeze community in Ivo, local government of Ebonyi State. Eyewitnesses say the 3 kids and their mother were sleeping when the building caved in. Sources say the mother of the deceased children had earlier made several complaints to her husband about the situation, the deteriorating nature of the building, but due to lack of money, nothing was done. The bodies of the deceased children have been taken to the morgue, while the mother and one of the other survivors are receiving treatment at a hospital.
In Kogi State, no fewer than 13 students of the Kogi State University Ayingba have been hacked down by unidentified persons suspected to be members of a secret cult. Eyewitnesses say the killing started last Friday when 9 students, including a 200-level female student and her boyfriend, were hacked down on the campus and at different points. Channels Television gathered that some of the victims were already attacked on Stadium Road and Our Lady of Fatima's Lodge, where they were brutally murdered and their body dismembered by their assailants. They said it was a reprisal carried out by one of the cult groups whose leader, a student of Kogi State Polytechnic, Lokoja, was murdered by another cult linked to the university. Authorities of the institution are yet to release an official statement on the incident.
Meanwhile, police have uncovered another illegal rehabilitation camp in Oyo State where no fewer than 259 people are being detained under unhealthy conditions. Operators of the facility, located at the Olore area of the Ibadan-Lagos Expressway, claim it's a correctional center for delinquents. But the Oyo State Police Commissioner, Shino Olukolu, frowned at the deplorable condition of some of the inmates, promising to bring the perpetrators to justice.
The converging crowd calls immediate attention to this area. It's obvious that all is not well. The heavy presence of police says it all. It's yet another illegal detention center in Ojo area of Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. From the windows, you could see inmates begging for freedom, which they have probably longed for several years. First, the police ensured their evacuation from the facility. The number is shocking to everyone. Boys and girls of different age grades, adult men and women, even minors are not spared. But what is more shocking is the glaring signs of malnourishment written all over them. Their parents and guardians had brought them here for rehabilitation and teachings in Quranic recitation. And if the owner of the center so desires, he puts the young women there in the family way. A decision which some of the younger ladies do not object to.
I don't know what to say, but it's because I'm not hearing well. That's why my parents brings me here. That's why they brought me here. Me, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied with what they are giving me because they are not beating us.
The police forcefully opened some of the doors, and then the filthy environment where the so-called rehabilitation is done is revealed. Outside the building is also a graveyard. The tombs there rightly stir up curiosity, but the inmates have stories to tell.
I used 1.5 years in there, and with that 1.5 years is being held. They use the name of Islam and the name of God to extort people. They will beat you and humiliate you. They take hose pipe to beat you 500, 200 stroke of the cane, to spoil you, to try to downgrade and also submerge you under their black power.
The Oyo State Police Commissioner says 5 arrests have been made so far, even as investigations continue.
They were being maltreated, they are not being well fed, they are being treated like slaves, and they are engaged in forced labor. And sometimes their death is not reported to anybody.
Oyo State government officials are also here with the Commissioner for Women Affairs, intimating everyone that she has the directive to take in those that had been liberated.
I know it's a very pathetic issue. what we cannot preempt anything now, but we are going to take care of the situation. That's what I can. Adequate care will be taken to rescue these children as you are seeing them.
And then they file into this truck, happy to regain their freedom. The government intervention may be a temporary sign of hope for them, but there are bigger questions begging for answers, particularly the issue of proper parenting and government's efforts to fully clamp down on these illegal rehabilitation facilities and bringing the operators to justice.
Go over to politics now. The Deputy Governor of Edo State, Mr. Philip Shaibu, has denied any involvement in the attack on the convoy of Governor Godwin Obaseki at the country home of the All Progressives Congress National Chairman, Adams Oshiomhole, last Saturday. Mr. Oshiomhole had apologized over the attack but told journalists in Abuja that the incident was instigated by the Edo State Deputy Governor, whom he accused of, in his words, having high propensity for violence. Not reacting to the allegation in his statement, Mr. Shaibu explained that he was also a victim of the attack, being in the same convoy with Governor Obaseki and other dignitaries when the violence broke out. He accused Mr. Oshiomhole of asking his supporters to take up arms against the state because he felt offended and intimidated by the huge crowd of party youth that came out in solidarity with the governor at Yamo the previous day. Mr. Shaibu described himself as a man of peace who has never been associated with thuggery or violence.
I want to also use this medium to correct the news by our national chairman that the Okada riders are thugs. They are not thugs. And I want to apologize on his behalf to tell the people that maybe it was a slip of tongue. You people are never thugs. You can not be thugs. Because if what we have done with you, you are already technology driven and you are topping, you can't be referred as thug by Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. You can't be referred as thug. Not even while he rode on your back to victory in the tribunal. Every morning, you were always in Benoni, his then house. And you, in your hundreds, in your thousands, we are in Benoni. And in most cases, we ride on your bike to tribunal. So how come now you are being referred as thugs? I think it was a slip of tongue. So on his behalf, I want to apologize to all of you.
We'll take you to Jigawa State, where farmers and fishermen have raised an alarm over the threat caused by a type of grass which they say has impeded the free flow of water, causing their farmland to be waterlogged. Most of those affected are in Guri local government, about 100 kilometers away from the state capital. In his reaction, Special Advisor to the Jigawa State Governor on Community Development insists there is need for the federal government to intervene.
The northeastern part of Jigawa State along the river Hadijia, which flows into Lake Chad, farming and fishing is hindered as typhus spreads through, taking the space. Guri local government area, about 100 kilometers away from the state capital Duse, is the worst hit. The people in this locality are mostly farmers who cultivate chili, onion and cotton. Aside battling with herdsmen over space, irrigation has become tough and in the rainy season.
To be honest with you, we are finding it very difficult to cultivate our farmland because of this grass. Some of the challenges we face include flooding during the rainy season, and the grass harbors pests that spread to our crops.
Our parents depended on this fishing to fend for our families. In a single day, we can get what we can sustain you for a week. But now, with the coming of this typha grass, we cannot survive as fishermen around this river.
The chairman of the Farmers Association of Nigeria in Jigawa State, Mayor Unguwa Jaga, proposes a solution to the problem.
What we need federal government to do for the farmers of Jigawa State through Federal Ministry of Water Resources to find the way to defeat this river from Tigadam to Wudil to Ringing to Hadeja up to Yobe. When they defeat this river to flood all these tapa grasses, no any flood in Jigawa State.
Meanwhile, the special advisor to the Jigawa State Governor on Community Development, Mr. Hamzat Adejia, insists there is need for the federal government to intervene.
We are requesting the support or intervention from the federal government. The government of Jigawa State it is doing its best in doing machine work to embank where possible the machine can have easy access to do the work. Where the machine can get access to work, it will work. Where the machine cannot have the access to the work, so that we can mobilize the communities, give them all possible support and logistics to run the manual work in order to address this menace.
While the farmers and the fishermen continue their activities in tough conditions, they hope their source of livelihood is not lost with a further delay in intervention from the government.
Still to come on News Track, there's a new refinery on the block and it's getting the federal government's attention.
And on the foreign scene, the United States to withdraw from the Paris Global Climate Change Accord.
Please join us again.